God says, I'm tired of trying to talk to you. Something very shocking will happen to you tonight exactly at 11:11 p.m. It's important for you to hear this before it vanishes in 35 seconds. It's very, very urgent. If these words found you right now, then there's a reason your heart is still reading. Don't let it pass you by. What you're about to feel in your spirit is not ordinary. Something powerful is reaching for you, even if your world feels broken or your path seems lost in the dark. You didn't stumble upon this message by mistake. This is a whisper from heaven straight to your heart. Type Amen if you believe. You may have spent too long walking with a heavy soul, questioning if God still sees you, wondering if He's still speaking. Maybe your nights have grown quiet, and your prayers feel unanswered. But even in the silence, God has never left your side. His voice, though sometimes soft, has always been calling out to you, waiting patiently, tenderly, gently, for you to turn your eyes back toward Him. There is a place within you that has been aching for peace, for meaning, for a sense of love that doesn't walk away when things get hard. That place has a shape only God can fill. You were never meant to carry this burden on your own. Every tear you've shed, He's counted. Every night you've laid awake, unable to rest, He's seen. He has not turned away, even if you've stopped talking to Him. Sometimes, life gets so loud we forget what His voice sounds like. We get caught up in pain, distraction, mistakes, fear. We begin to think maybe He's given up on us. But the truth is, even when we push Him away, He never stops reaching. His love doesn't grow tired. His patience doesn't run out. He's been standing at the door of your heart, gently knocking, not forcing, just waiting for you to let Him in. And tonight, at 11:11 p.m., something will shift in the unseen. You may not feel it in your skin, but your spirit will know. Heaven is moving. Chains you've carried for years could finally break if you open the door and say yes. But if you turn away, if you let this moment pass, it may not come again in this same way. That's why this is urgent. That's why this is not just another message. This is mercy chasing after you once more. Type 11:11 if you trust in God. The truth is, many times, we silence God because we're afraid of what He might say. Maybe we feel ashamed, or tired, or unworthy. Maybe we think we've messed up too many times. But God doesn't come to shame you. He comes to restore you. He doesn't come to accuse. He comes to heal. His voice is not here to scold, it's here to soothe your weary soul. He's not tired in the way people get tired of being ignored. He's tired of seeing you hurt, of watching you search for love in all the wrong places, tired of watching you cry yourself to sleep when He has healing in His hands. He wants to show you how deeply you are loved, not for what you've done, but for who you are to Him. His child. His creation. Made with purpose. Made with care. No matter how far you've wandered, He's still calling your name. Close your eyes for a moment, and let this sink in. There is someone in heaven who knows your name, your thoughts, your past, your present, your every moment. And still, He loves you. Still, He wants you. Still, He's not giving up. This world will give you everything except what your heart really needs. It will promise peace but leave you anxious. It will promise love but leave you broken. But Jesus Christ never breaks a soul that comes to him. He mends. He restores. He takes the shattered pieces and builds something new. You don't have to earn his attention. You already have it. You don't have to beg for his love. It's already yours. All you need to do is speak. Not perfectly. Just honestly. Say his name. Say you need him. Say you're ready. That's it. He'll do the rest. He's been waiting longer than you know. You may not know it yet, but your life is standing at the edge of something new. Maybe the path behind you has been filled with disappointment, heartache, or silence that felt like it would never end. Maybe you've tried to pray, but the words don't come. Maybe your faith has grown dim, and your hope feels like it's hanging by a thread. But even in that quiet, God has still been near. Even when you've walked with a heart full of questions, he has never stopped holding you in his hands. Type yes to affirm that you believe God still hears you. This moment, this very moment, has been set apart. It's not by accident that your heart is being stirred, that your thoughts feel unsettled, or that your soul feels like something is about to happen. That's not coincidence. That's not a random feeling. That is the Spirit of God, whispering to your heart, nudging you to turn, to pause, to listen, to let him in once more. God has been speaking to you, not in thunder, not in fire, but in gentle whispers. Maybe through dreams that left you waking with a strange peace, or a sudden moment of quiet in the middle of chaos. Maybe through a song, a memory, or a message like this one. He's been knocking on the door of your heart so softly you almost didn't notice. But tonight, something will change. What you allow into your heart in this moment will decide the path you step into tomorrow. You see, God is not far away. He is not unreachable. He doesn't wait behind stained glass windows or only speak to the righteous. He walks with the broken. He sits beside the forgotten. He holds the hands of the ones who feel unworthy and tells them they are his. What if wealth was never about luck, but a hidden brain signal buried in CIA files? This frequency is opening doors, attracting opportunities, and changing lives quickly. Thousands are already using it to attract wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brain wave today. The reason you feel tired, the reason your soul feels heavy, is because you've been trying to carry something you were never meant to hold alone. God is not asking you to be strong enough. He's not asking you to fix everything. He's only asking you to come. Just as you are. With your pain, your mess, your fears, your doubts, even your silence. He already knows it all. He still chooses you. Maybe you've been trying to outrun your past. Maybe something in you feels too far gone. But Jesus doesn't see you as too far. He sees you as one step away from being found. One word away from being healed. One prayer away from feeling hope again. That's the beauty of grace. It doesn't wait for perfection. It moves through the cracks of your brokenness and begins to rebuild what life has tried to tear down. Tonight, at 11:11 p.m., when the world feels still, and the weight of the day settles into your bones, pause. Not just with your body, but with your spirit. Let God meet you there. In the quiet. In the dark. In the middle of your questions. Don't be afraid. The Creator of heaven isn't coming to punish you. He's coming to wrap you in love so pure, it will melt away every lie you've believed about not being enough. Type 222 if you walk by faith and not by sight. There's something deeply personal about how God moves. He doesn't need a crowd to perform miracles. He moves in hospital rooms, in bedrooms, in quiet drives, in lonely nights. He comes not with force, but with compassion. He speaks not to impress, but to restore. And when he moves, no heart leaves untouched. That's what he wants to do for you. He wants to awaken what's been asleep inside you. The part of you that still dreams. The part of you that still hopes for healing. The part of you that still believes that maybe, just maybe, your life has meaning. You are not here by mistake. Every breath you take is proof that God has more for you. You're still alive because your story isn't finished. He still has plans for you, even if you've lost the map. He still has doors for you to walk through, even if all you've seen lately are walls. When you reach for him, even if all you can manage is a whisper, he comes running. That's who he is. The Good Shepherd. The loving Father. The gentle healer. He doesn't shame the hurting. He holds them. He doesn't curse the doubting. He lifts them. He doesn't walk away from the broken. He bends down and gathers the pieces in his hands, piecing them back together with mercy and tenderness. This may be the moment you finally understand that God has never stopped loving you. Through every heartbreak, every mistake, every time you walked away, he followed. He stayed. He waited. Because his love doesn't give up. His love doesn't run out. His love doesn't leave when the road gets hard. It holds on. It fights for you. It carries you when you can't carry yourself. And tonight, that love is coming closer than ever before. Don't turn away. Don't let the noise of this world drown out the voice that's trying to call you home. Just for a moment, let go of everything you've been trying to manage on your own. Let your heart soften. Let your spirit rest. Let God speak to you. You are not alone. You have never been alone. Even when it felt like everyone else had forgotten you, he remembered. Even when no one else saw your tears, he did. Even when your prayers felt like they bounced off the walls, they reached his heart. And not one of them was ignored. Sometimes, it takes everything falling apart for you to finally see who's been holding you together all along. Life has a way of wearing people down. The constant noise, the disappointments, the broken dreams, and the endless waiting can slowly drain the hope from even the strongest hearts. But there's a quiet place, deep in your soul, where God has always been speaking, even when you didn't realize it. And right now, he's asking you to listen. Not just with your ears, but with the part of you that still believes there's something more, something sacred, something real. Type 555 if you believe God still has a purpose for your life. You don't need to pretend to be okay when you're not. God doesn't need your strength, He offers His. You've been trying to carry your fears, your past, your regrets, and your future all at once, and it's breaking you in ways you don't even notice anymore. But you don't have to keep living that way. You were never made to carry all of that weight alone. You were created to walk in step with a Savior who holds power over the storms and peace that passes understanding. Jesus isn't afraid of the mess you're in. He's not overwhelmed by your confusion. He's not disappointed in your delays. He knows what you've walked through, and He's already made a way forward. So many people go through life chasing things that were never meant to satisfy them. They chase approval, but never feel loved. They chase success, but never feel fulfilled. They chase happiness, but never find joy. That's because real peace doesn't come from anything this world can give. It comes only from the one who made your heart in the first place. And right now, that same Creator is calling you back to Him, not out of obligation, but because He misses you. Because you belong to Him. Because He loves you too much to let you keep walking through the darkness alone. A 7-second at-home ritual, scientifically proven by neuroscience labs and hidden for decades in CIA files, is now public, and people are seeing money flow into their lives. Scientists say it activates a brain pathway linked to abundance. Click the link in the comments below before this knowledge disappears again. You might think that the things you've done or the choices you've made have disqualified you from His love, but that's simply not true. The truth is, there is nothing, no shame, no failure, no weakness, that can separate you from the love of God when you choose to return to Him. He's not waiting to punish you, He's waiting to embrace you. He's not pointing at your scars, He's ready to heal them. He's not focused on where you've been, He's focused on where He wants to take you next. There's something sacred about surrender. It's not about giving up, it's about giving in to the one who knows better. Surrender is where healing begins. It's where peace enters. It's where transformation happens. And tonight, when the clock strikes 11:11 p.m., that moment could be the beginning of a new chapter. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need to say, I'm ready. Ready to listen. Ready to trust. Ready to let God do what only He can do in your life. Type 1212 if you walk by faith even when the path feels uncertain. There is a soft and steady love reaching for you right now. It isn't loud. It doesn't shout over the noise of your day. It doesn't rush you or pressure you. It waits patiently at the door of your heart, asking for a moment of your time, asking you to let go of the lies and finally believe the truth, that you are seen, that you are cherished, that you are not forgotten. Jesus doesn't just want to fix your problems, He wants to walk with you through them. He doesn't want a performance, He wants your heart. He doesn't want your perfect words, He wants your honest surrender. He wants to show you what grace really feels like, not as a concept, but as a living force that reaches into the most painful corners of your life and breathes new life where you thought it was too late. And maybe you're tired. Maybe you've tried before. Maybe it feels like nothing ever changes. But tonight, let it be different. Not because you try harder, but because you stop trying to do it alone. Because you say yes to Him. Because you open your heart again, even just a little, even if it feels scary, even if you're not sure what comes next. He will meet you there. He always does. Don't let the urgency of this moment be lost. This isn't pressure. This is love. This is heaven moving toward you. This is your Father saying, I still want you. I still have more for you. Don't give up now. You've come too far to walk away. You've been through too much not to receive the healing that's waiting for you. Let tonight be the night you breathe deep and say, God, I'm yours. Do what only you can do. Let it be the night your heart remembers what it feels like to be held. Let it be the night your soul stops running. You don't have to understand it all to receive it. You just have to be willing. You are not too late. You are not too broken. You are not too lost. You are exactly where God knew you would be when He planned this moment just for you. And if you choose Him now, if you say yes with even the smallest piece of your heart, He will do more than you can imagine. He will turn mourning into joy. He will turn fear into faith. He will turn silence into song. Not everything that breaks you is meant to destroy you. Sometimes, it breaks you just enough so that you can finally be rebuilt by the one who knows exactly how to put you back together. And maybe that's where you are right now. You've been through more than you talk about, and deep inside, you've been carrying a quiet storm that no one seems to notice. You smile, you keep moving, but the truth is, you're tired. You've been waiting for someone to truly see you. God does. He always has. Type 222 if you believe God is still writing your story. This isn't just another night. It's not just another message. There are moments when heaven leans in and the love of God wraps around a weary soul so gently that it brings tears to the eyes. If your heart has been longing for a sign, this is it. It's not dressed in drama or noise. It's simple. It's sacred. It's real. This is God trying to reach you once again. He knows you've been avoiding Him, maybe not intentionally, but slowly, day by day. Life's distractions and disappointments have built a wall between you and the voice that used to bring you peace. But God hasn't changed. He's still the same. He's still speaking, still loving, still calling out to you with the same deep tenderness He's always had. His love doesn't grow cold. His desire to walk with you hasn't faded. His plans for you haven't been erased. You don't have to hide your confusion. God can handle your questions. He understands your doubts. He's not intimidated by your silence. He knows why you pulled back. He knows the wound that made you start protecting your heart so fiercely. And yet, He's here, again, offering to be the one safe place where you can lay it all down and finally breathe. The world teaches you to run faster, to try harder, to be more. But Jesus says, come as you are. No masks. No pressure. Just you. That's all He's ever wanted. You may feel like you've fallen too far, but to Him, you're just one step away from being wrapped in grace so deep it washes everything clean. One moment in His presence can shift everything you thought was impossible. He's not afraid of your pain. He came to redeem it. Maybe lately you've been seeing the number 1111 pop up at random times. Maybe it's made you wonder. Maybe it's just caught your attention. God speaks in ways we sometimes overlook. That small stirring, that moment that gives you pause, that quiet ache in your chest when something inside you whispers, "This means something." That's not chance. That's not coincidence. That's Him. A classified 7-second morning ritual, once buried in CIA files, is quietly transforming financial lives. In under 30 seconds, it helps shift the mind from scarcity to wealth, with many reporting surprise income and peace. Click the link in the comments below before the page is removed. Tonight, when that clock strikes 11:11 p.m., don't just look at the time and move on. Let your soul pause. Let your heart remember. Let your mind go still just long enough to hear the truth again: you are loved more than you know. You are chosen, even when you feel rejected. You are covered by a mercy that doesn't run out. And no matter how far you've wandered, there's still a way back home. Type 1919 if you receive this moment as a divine appointment in your life. You don't need a perfect life to be embraced by God. You need a willing heart. A heart that says, "I don't have it all together, but I want to try again." A heart that admits, "I'm tired of doing this alone." A heart that dares to believe, even just a little, that maybe God hasn't given up on them yet. The enemy wants you to think that you're forgotten. He wants you to believe that it's too late. But the truth is, your Father in heaven never lost sight of you. Not once. He's seen every lonely moment. He's heard every silent cry. He's walked with you through every valley. Even when you didn't feel Him, He was there. And now, He's not asking for your perfection. He's asking for your presence. Just be with Him. Talk to Him. Let your heart open again, even if just a little. You'll be amazed at how quickly the darkness lifts when His light enters in. You'll be surprised how quickly joy returns when His arms wrap around your soul. Because when God speaks to you, it's never to condemn. It's always to restore. Let tonight be the night you stop holding back. Let it be the night you lay down your fear, your guilt, your shame, your pride, whatever has been keeping you from letting Him fully in. Surrender is not weakness when you're giving your heart to the one who shaped it. There's healing waiting for you. Not in some distant future. Not in a perfect version of yourself. Right now. In this very moment. As you are. No pretending. No performing. Just honesty. Just you and God. That's enough. You may not feel worthy. But you are. You may not feel strong. But you don't need to be. God's strength is made perfect in your weakness. You don't need to fix yourself before coming to Him. Come first, and He will begin the healing. Your soul wasn't meant to live in fear. Your heart wasn't made to carry all this sorrow alone. You were created to live in peace, to walk in love, to move with purpose. And that starts when you say yes to Him. Even a soft yes. Even a whisper. He hears. What happens at 11:11 tonight won't be seen by the eyes. It will be felt in the heart. A shift. A release. A touch from heaven so subtle but so powerful, you'll know deep down that something has changed. And from there, everything can begin again. Sometimes, your heart hears God before your mind understands Him. You might not know why you're feeling what you're feeling right now, but something inside of you does. There's a quiet stirring, a soft nudge, like something is waking up again in your soul. That's not your imagination. That's God reaching for you. You may have felt distant, distracted, or disconnected from Him for a while, but He hasn't gone anywhere. He's still here, still calling, still hoping you'll pause long enough to hear Him. Type yes if you believe God is calling your name. You are not forgotten. You never have been. Even when the world grew too loud, even when your own thoughts crowded out every good thing, God still saw you. And He's tired, not in the way a person grows weary, but in the way a parent longs for a child to come home. He misses you. He misses your heart. Not because He needs anything from you, but because He created you for closeness, for love, for a relationship that the world simply cannot replace. You were made to walk with Him, not run from Him. But maybe somewhere along the way, you started building walls instead of bridges. Life can do that. Pain can do that. Broken promises and betrayal can leave you questioning everything you once believed. You might have started guarding your heart, convincing yourself that distance from God would protect you from more hurt. But the truth is, the farther you drift, the heavier life becomes. The weight you've been carrying lately isn't just from the stress of life, it's the ache of separation from the very one who gives you peace. You don't need more strength to keep going on your own. You need rest in the arms of your Father. You need quiet time with the one who knows every thought, every scar, every longing you've buried so deep, you've forgotten it was ever there. Tonight, something sacred is waiting to meet you. Not loud, not flashing, not overwhelming. Just a moment. Just a stillness. Just a whisper between you and the God who's been trying to reach you over and over again. At 11:11 p.m., if you'll just stop, just for a moment, you will feel something shift. That's not magic. That's divine love. That's your Creator still believing in you, still drawing near, still extending His hand even when you've stopped reaching for it. Type 666 if you trust Jesus to guide your heart back home. Don't be afraid of returning. Don't be afraid of starting over. God isn't keeping score. He's not counting how many times you've stumbled or how far you've wandered. He's watching your heart. He's watching for the moment it opens again, even if it's only by a crack. That's all it takes. A crack is all He needs to pour light back into you. Do you know, inside your brain is a small region linked to wealth and success, once buried in restricted research and hidden in CIA files. This newly revealed frequency is helping people replace stress with financial ease, and God has guided you here. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brain wave now. You may have spent years trying to fill your emptiness with things that never truly satisfied. Success, attention, relationships, distractions. You've tried it all, and yet something still feels missing. That's because what your heart longs for is something eternal. Something that doesn't break when the world does. That's why Jesus came. Not to offer you religion or rituals, but to give you love that stays, peace that heals, and a future that can't be shaken. He knows the shame you carry. He knows the mistakes that haunt you. He knows how hard you've tried to silence the pain. And still, He wants you. Still, He calls you His. Still, He says, "Come." No one else in your life has ever loved you like that. No one else ever will. His love is the only thing that can reach the depths of who you are and say, "You are worth saving." And the truth is, this isn't about being perfect. This is about being willing. Willing to stop. Willing to breathe. Willing to finally say, "I can't do this without you." That simple surrender unlocks miracles. That quiet prayer opens doors. That one moment of honesty begins to rebuild everything that's been torn down. God is not just trying to talk to you. He's trying to rescue you from the places where your soul has gone numb. He's trying to remind you who you are, who you've always been to Him. Not a failure. Not forgotten. Not unworthy. You are His child. You are His creation. You are His beloved. And He's calling you back, not to punish you, but to bless you. Not to shame you, but to restore you. This is your moment. You don't need to be stronger. You don't need to know what comes next. You just need to be open. You just need to allow your heart to feel again. And as you do, as you let go, even just a little, you will begin to sense the shift. A peace you didn't earn will begin to settle over you. A love you don't deserve will begin to fill the emptiness. That's grace. That's Jesus. No matter how long it's been, no matter what's happened, no matter how broken things look, God is still reaching for you. He still believes in your future. He still wants to write beauty from your ashes. And you don't have to figure it all out. You don't have to clean yourself up first. Just come. Right now. Right here. As you are. Let this night mark a turning point. Let it be the moment you remember years from now as the one where everything began to change. You were made for more than survival. You were made for joy. You were made for healing. You were made to walk in light. There's something different about this moment, and your heart can feel it. Not everything in life comes with explanations, and not every divine moment shouts to be noticed. Some moments come quietly, like a soft knock on the door of your soul, inviting you back to the place you've been missing without even realizing it. You've been searching for peace, chasing after it in all directions, but somehow it keeps slipping through your fingers. That's because peace doesn't live in the things around you, it lives in the presence of God. Type Amen if you believe He is speaking to you now. Maybe you've tried to numb the ache inside you. Maybe you've tried to distract yourself, hoping the weight in your chest would fade. But it hasn't. Because what you really need isn't distraction, it's connection. You need to feel God again. You need to be reminded that your soul was never meant to wander through life on its own, dragging itself through the dust, aching for something it can't name. That ache is holy. That ache is God calling you back to where healing begins. He knows you're tired of trying to keep it all together. He knows you've been pretending to be strong when, deep down, you've been falling apart. And even though you've pushed Him aside, Even though you've drowned out his voice with noise and busyness and fear, he hasn't turned away. He's been sitting beside you, watching, waiting, hoping you'd finally let him in again. The world tells you to be self-made, to stand tall, to handle everything on your own. But Jesus whispers something different. He says, "Come to me. Let me carry you. Let me be your rest." You don't have to be unshakable. You don't have to have every answer. God isn't looking for your perfection, He's looking for your heart. You're tired, hurting, doubting, confused, but still beating heart. The one that still longs for more, even after everything you've been through. You see, it's not too late. No matter how far you've drifted, no matter how long it's been since you last prayed, it's not too late to come back. God's love is not like the world's love. It doesn't hold grudges. It doesn't keep score. It doesn't say, "You should have come sooner." It says, "I'm so glad you came now." There is no shame in turning around. There is no guilt in saying, "God, I need you." Type 1111 if you believe this is your moment to come back to God. You may think you need to do more, to prove yourself, to fix yourself before you're worthy to be loved again. But the truth is, you were never loved because of what you did. You were loved because of who you are to Him. His. Always His. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever change that. You could run for a lifetime, but His love would still be chasing you every step of the way. Tonight, something holy is happening, and even if the world doesn't see it, your spirit will. God is giving you another chance. Not just to feel better, but to be changed. To let go of everything that's been breaking you. To lay it all down at His feet and say, "Here I am. Take all of me." Because when you give God everything, He gives you more than you could ever imagine. He gives you Himself. Financial freedom is not about effort, but activating a hidden brain signal once buried in CIA files. Neuroscience shows this sound wave helps attract money and opportunity faster, and thousands are already seeing unexpected income. Click the link in the description and comments now to activate the ancient money wave today. And that is what you've been missing. Not success. Not applause. Not more control. But Him. The warmth of His presence. The calm of His voice. The safety of His hands. You were made to walk with Him, and your soul will always be restless without Him. This world is noisy and fast and loud. But God's love moves in the quiet. In the stillness. In the surrender. And tonight, when the clock says 11:11, if you'll pause, just for a moment, you will feel it. That soft, sacred nudge. That holy stirring. That small but mighty voice saying, "I'm still here. I still love you. I still want you." You don't need to be perfect to respond. You don't need to have the words. Just be willing. Just say, "God, I'm ready." And He will come close. He always does. Closer than your breath. Closer than your heartbeat. Right there with you, in the middle of everything. Your breakthrough isn't in the next job or relationship or opportunity. It's in your surrender. It's in your return. It's in remembering that you don't need to figure it all out when you can walk beside the one who already has. He's not tired of you. He's not disappointed in you. He's not giving up. He's simply waiting for you to listen. To breathe. To turn around and fall into his arms again. Let this be the moment you stop running. Let it be the night you stop trying to fix what only he can heal. Let it be the beginning of something real, something sacred, something that was always meant to be. This is not just a message, it's a door. It's an invitation. It's the whisper of heaven saying, don't miss this. There's nothing you've done that disqualifies you from God's love. And there's nothing you're facing that he cannot redeem. Let the silence be your prayer. Let your tears speak what words cannot. Let your heart rest in the truth that God is still for you, still with you, still ready to move in your life in ways you've only imagined. You're not asking for everything to be fixed, you're just praying to feel God again, to know he's near. And if that's where your heart is right now, you're not alone. The silence you've been feeling hasn't been empty, it's been God's way of drawing you closer. He's been near the whole time, even when you couldn't feel him. He's been holding space for you to stop running, to let your guard down, and to listen, not with your ears, but with your soul. Type 333 if you're ready to let God in again. The world teaches you to be strong, to keep moving, to stay ahead of your pain. But strength isn't always about standing tall. Sometimes real strength is found in falling to your knees and whispering, God, I need you. That single moment of surrender carries more power than all the self-reliance in the world. Because when you stop trying to fix everything on your own, you give God space to step in and do what only he can. He hasn't turned his face from you. He's just been waiting for your heart to slow down long enough to remember him. You see, your spirit is not tired from lack of sleep, it's tired from lack of connection. You were never meant to live without the presence of God breathing peace into your thoughts and wrapping your heart in steady love. You were created to walk with him daily, to lean into him when life is too heavy, and to trust him even when you don't understand the path. And tonight, in the quiet moment that 11:11 brings, heaven will whisper again. Not through a thunderous voice or dramatic sign, but through a stillness that speaks louder than any noise. That's how God moves, gentle, personal, kind. He knows what your heart needs, even before you do. He sees the battles you've been fighting behind your smile. He knows the things you haven't told anyone, the nights you've cried without sound, the fear you've kept hidden. He knows it all. And still, he stays. You might have been told you needed to clean up your life before coming to God. But the truth is, God wants you as you are. Messy. Tired. Confused. He's not scared of your wounds. He's the healer. He's not offended by your questions. He's the answer. He's not shocked by your doubts. He understands them more than you know. What matters is that you bring all of it to him. Every shattered piece, every broken dream, every ounce of pain you've been carrying for too long. Type 777 if you believe healing begins when we let go. You may be standing at a crossroads, unsure of which direction to take. But God is not the author of confusion. He brings clarity, peace, and quiet strength. And He's not asking you to run toward Him with perfect faith. He's asking you to take one step. One honest prayer. One whispered, "I miss you." That's all it takes to move His heart. That's all it takes to start again. Because grace doesn't wait for you to be perfect, it finds you where you are and lifts you up from there. Grace doesn't demand, it invites. It wraps around your weakness and breathes life back into the parts of you that have grown numb. That's the miracle of God's love. It doesn't wait for you to feel worthy. It makes you worthy by being so real, so relentless, so full of mercy, that your heart can't help but be changed by it. You may feel unqualified. You may feel unseen. But God sees everything. He sees the way you keep showing up even when you're tired. He sees the kindness you offer others while quietly wishing someone would do the same for you. He sees how hard you try to hold it together. And He's saying, "You don't have to anymore. Let me carry you now." There's no storm that can silence the voice of Jesus when He speaks peace over your life. And He is speaking peace over you now. Right here, in this moment. He's not angry. He's not disappointed. He's not pushing you away. He's drawing you close. Because you're not just someone He loves, you're someone He wants. Someone He chooses. Every single day. A 7-second brain-wave ritual, once reserved for elite people and hidden in CIA files, is now public, and people call it the 30-second miracle. Scientists say it awakens a dormant brain center tied to wealth and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it's deleted again from the internet. This world can't give you the love you crave. It can offer moments of relief, but it can't fill the space in your soul that was carved for something eternal. Only Jesus can. Only His love can calm the ache. Only His presence can settle the storm inside you. And when you finally let Him in, everything begins to shift. Not all at once. Not overnight. But steadily. Quietly. Deeply. You begin to breathe differently. You begin to hope again. You begin to feel lighter, not because your problems disappear, but because you're no longer carrying them alone. He's with you. He's in it with you. And He's already working behind the scenes in ways you can't see yet. So let this moment mark your return. Let tonight be the night you stop holding back. Let it be the moment your heart comes home, not to a religion, not to a routine, but to a relationship. A relationship that was always meant to be the anchor in your storm, the light in your darkness, the song in your silence. There's a reason your heart hasn't let this go. Something about these words keeps pulling at you, stirring something deep that you've tried to ignore. You felt numb for too long, walking through the days like they're all the same, waiting for a moment that might finally make you feel alive again. What if this is that moment? What if this is the answer to the ache you've been carrying quietly, hoping no one would notice? Type 444 if you feel the Holy Spirit gently calling you back to Him. There is a tenderness in the way God speaks. He doesn't force His way in. He waits. Not because He doesn't care, but because love never pushes, it invites. And right now, He is inviting you. He's not shouting at you from a distance. He's sitting beside you, whispering to your spirit, I still want you. I still have more for you. I'm still here. You've gone through more than people know. You've smiled through pain, laughed through loneliness, and carried weight that no one else could see. And maybe lately, you've wondered if God even notices, if He even hears you anymore. But He does. He hears every silent prayer. He sees every tear that falls in the dark. Not one moment of your suffering has gone unnoticed by Him. You've been waiting for a sign. Maybe you've said, God, if you're real, show me. This is that moment. This is not just another message. This is heaven reaching out to you in a way your heart can finally recognize. And you don't have to fully understand it to receive it. You don't need to have all the answers to believe something holy is happening. Jesus didn't come for the perfect. He came for the broken. He came for the ones who felt too far gone. He came for the ones who've made mistakes, who've fallen down more times than they can count, and who are barely holding on. He came for you. Not to shame you, not to scold you, but to heal you. To restore what was lost. To remind you that your story isn't over. You might have walked through seasons where you felt like giving up. You may have believed the lie that you're too damaged, too behind, or too distant to return to God. But none of that is true. The enemy speaks in shame. God speaks in grace. And grace is what's meeting you here right now, gentle, real, healing grace that doesn't ask for anything but your open heart. Type 1010 if you're ready to receive God's peace, even if you don't have it all figured out. This life will offer you 1,000 ways to distract yourself, 1,000 reasons to keep running. But none of it will ever satisfy the place in you that was made for God alone. You were not created to carry sorrow by yourself. You were not meant to live under the weight of fear, guilt, or hopelessness. You were created to walk hand in hand with your Father. You were made for love. Real love. The kind that never leaves. The kind that heals every wound, even the ones you've hidden away for years. And right now, in this sacred stillness, He's inviting you to let go. To surrender. Not because you're losing something, but because you've held on long enough. You've tried to be strong for so long, and it's okay to admit that you're tired. It's okay to say, I can't do this alone. That moment of surrender is the doorway to healing. It's the beginning of the breakthrough you've been waiting for. You don't need to wait for a better time. You don't need to wait until you feel more ready. God moves in the now. He works in the middle of the mess. He shows up in the middle of our fear and says, you are still mine. And I'm not leaving. This very night, as the world grows quiet, something in the unseen will shift. Your heart may feel heavy, but His presence will be near. You might not hear Him with your ears, but you'll feel Him, soft, calm, strong. Like a hand on your shoulder when you need it most. Like a gentle voice saying, you're going to be okay. That is how He moves. That is who He is. You may not know what tomorrow holds, but you don't have to. All you need to know is who holds you. And when Jesus holds you, nothing else needs to make sense. He will guide you, restore you, and give you the peace this world cannot give. The same God who breathed life into you is the one still fighting for your heart. He hasn't stopped. He hasn't slowed down. And even now, He's already working in places you haven't even prayed about yet. Because that's what love does. It prepares a way before we even ask for it. It waits with open arms, not with conditions, but with compassion. Don't let this moment pass. Don't let doubt convince you that this is nothing. Let your soul respond. Let your heart soften. Let yourself be found again. You have not gone too far. You are not too broken. You are not too late. A 7-second brainwave ritual uncovered from sealed records and hidden in CIA files is transforming financial lives. It activates a forgotten abundance channel in the brain, leading to new financial opportunities and cleared debts. Click the link in the comments below before it disappears. Not all at once, but gradually, the fire in your heart has dimmed, and you've wondered if it will ever burn as bright again. You've felt distant, even from yourself. You've tried to keep going, to do what's expected, to push forward through the fog, hoping that one day things would suddenly make sense again. But instead of clarity, you've found exhaustion. Instead of peace, you've lived with this quiet ache, this unshakable longing for something more. Type 999 if you're ready to feel God move in your life again. God has been speaking all along, not in the way the world shouts, but in the stillness you've been too busy to notice. He's been sending gentle reminders that He's still near, in moments of kindness, in a line of a song that made your chest tighten, in the way your heart feels when it's quiet enough to hear again. And now, more than ever, He wants you to know, He's not angry with you. He's not waiting to punish. He's longing to heal. He's reaching, and all He asks is that you stop resisting for just a moment and let Him in. It's okay to admit that you've been running. Life teaches us to run, from pain, from silence, from anything that makes us feel too much. But you were never made to outrun God. You were made to rest in Him. You were made to let His love be the very thing that steadies your shaking heart. And the truth is, nothing else is going to work. Not for long. You can fill your time. You can fill your space. But if your heart is empty, the noise won't fix it. Tonight, something is being prepared for your heart. Not an event to fear, but a shift to embrace. The kind of change that doesn't just move things around you, it moves something within you. This is what happens when you finally let God do what He's been waiting to do. When you stop hiding the hurt and hand it over. When you stop pretending you're okay and finally speak the truth, God, I need you. And you do. You need Him more than ever. You need Him not just in the crisis, but in the ordinary. Not just when you're broken, but even when you're just tired of being tired. He knows how to hold you through every moment, not just the big ones. He knows how to breathe new life into places in your heart that have been quiet for far too long. You might be thinking, but I don't know how to come back. The good news is, you don't have to come back perfectly. You just have to be willing. Just say His name. That's enough. Say it not as a habit, but as a lifeline. Whisper it with a trembling voice, and He will come closer than you've ever known. You don't have to explain yourself. You don't have to make up for the silence. just return. He's not counting how long you've been gone. He's counting the seconds until you open the door. Type 111 if you believe he's ready to carry what's been too heavy for you. This moment, right now, is holy. Not because of the time on the clock, not because of the fear behind the warning, but because heaven is leaning in. Heaven is fighting for you. The enemy wanted this message to pass you by unnoticed. But here you are. Still reading. Still feeling something stirring in your chest. That's not coincidence. That's grace. Maybe you've convinced yourself that you're too far from God to be close again. But the distance you feel isn't from Him walking away, it's from you carrying a heart that's forgotten how loved it really is. God hasn't moved. He's still where He's always been, at your side. Watching. Waiting. Hoping today would be the day you remember. He doesn't expect perfection. He doesn't expect you to fix everything. He's not asking for your strength. He's asking for your surrender. Because when you surrender, when you admit you're done trying to do it all alone, that's when the miracles start. That's when things shift. That's when burdens lift and healing flows and you realize how long you've been longing for exactly this. There's a place in your spirit that only God can fill. It's why everything else you've tried has left you empty. It's why the things you thought would bring joy didn't last. Because your soul is homesick for something eternal. It's yearning for the one who made you, for the peace that doesn't break, for the love that doesn't leave.